Will. Thanks for doing this.
Oh, dude, thank you so much,
gents.
How you doing, dude? You look awesome. Look at that facial hair.
Really? Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you got some
Tony
some
Stark
sun. Yeah, you got some sun, and you got some Iron Man fucking.
Yeah, I was just shipwrecked.
Nice, dude. Well,
you don't hear about it that often anymore about people being shipwrecked. It's fucking old school.
But I
There's
knew I
kinda
had to
two
do
major
staying
ones.
alive, so I paddled to shore to make sure I did this stupid fucking podcast with you.
Yeah.
I hope that the intro music. Are we allowed to play other artists' intro music, or it just has to be ours?
I think we should keep it to be just ours.
Oh, okay.
So
Because
that
it would be
people-
cool if it would be cool if today we could play something from Bruce Springsteen because the boss is here.
Yes, our boss is here. He does not like. We will learn that he does not like to be called the boss, but he is our Podfather.
He is the boss.
We got Podfather Will Arnett on the podcast today. Big guest, so we're not going to go into a long cold open because we don't want to turn off anyone who's here to hear Will and not.
It's for anyone new. Welcome. We hope that you can learn a little something about what it takes to stay alive as you get older, and you don't necessarily play by the rules all the time.
Yeah. Well, without further ado, I'm learning French. Will Arnett.
Is that your next Duolingo?
Trio lingo.
Oh.
The podcasts lately. Oh, I've been feeling a little podcast burn lately of just stuff.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah?
No, of course not. Advertisers, we love it. But
It's so. I made a
You
joke.
mean
There's
working
this-
your ass off?
I mean, I did this podcast with this guy in the UK. He's so fun. I mean, I forget how long ago. It was like, whatever, a couple months ago. And do you know this dude, Romesh?
Yeah.
This comedian,
Yeah.
he's so funny. He's really, really funny. So he did this podcast, and he asked me, and I told him this, like, I have this controversial position. I said, there's a direct
Is this
relationship.
tattoos?
Yeah. And I said,
It
the
came
more
up on my feed.
The more tattoos you are, the more you have, the more boring you are. Now, here, I was very clear. A, it's something that I've said to my friends with, I don't have any, that I've said to my friends with tattoos for years. And it's basically a bit, right?
Yeah.
But I say it with it, that people are freaking out in the comments and the thing. And then I'm like, what a boring response. If you're insulted by it, then you're proving my point. But the truth is, I don't have a point. I didn't even mean it because I have a million friends who are covered with tattoos, and people are insulted by it. It's insanity, man.
yeah, it's
I know,
crazy
there's
when you
so
realize that bullshit is news. Like all of a sudden
Yeah.
you're like, Will Arnett says they did have a guy on Smart List that they didn't air or whatever. And you're
Yeah,
like, this
yeah.
goes everywhere. And you're like, who is this matter to? It
What do
doesn't
you-
even matter to Will.
Have you looking? It doesn't matter to me at all.
But it matters to podcast.
Most of them are
blogspot.
bits. Most of them are just to fuck around in the moment, right? And then you're like, and then you hold it up. Let's read this back in court. So your theory on tattoo, it was not a theory. It's a bit.
Yeah.
You said here
know,
you
well,
like
you are.
you love to go swimming with bow-legged women. Is that correct? It's like I was quoting a fucking movie.
I
So-
did it.
Anytime you get like even do it, this is all a net loss. Like this can only hurt. This can only hurt. This
That's
cannot
why we
help.
are so thankful that you're coming on our podcast because it's
You're our bo-
only
you're
it's
our
just
boss.
it's just a fucking minefield of like
And that's a very loose, yeah.
how. Yeah,
Well,
boss
if you're
is
not our
very-
boss, that means Rich is our boss, and that is a problem.
That is. You're right, by the way. That's a problem for everybody.
If you prefer the term Podfather, we could do that too.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, I like that.
But you know what I wanted to ask you? Will, like,
Please be about
is
tattoos. Please be about tattoos.
no,
Please be-
it's
You're
not.
talking to guys who have matching tattoos. So
Yeah,
we
we
are
matching
wildly
tattoos. Like, we don't
boring.
give a- I can give a fuck about. When I saw that, he was like, you know what? He's kind of right. I am a drag guy. What I was going to ask you before is my head goes instantly to, because now you're like a dramatic leading man, is to what, like, do you feel? How are you thin? How are you looking like this?
Oh, physically.
Oh yeah, like how because our show is about staying alive, like because we're too out of shape or better in shape now. We're doing pretty.
I don't know if it's the show or like dark medical revelations in our lives.
You guys look good.
Yeah,
you guys look good.
We're down, better place.
I'm like down 20 pounds.
See?
Pretty wild. Dude. Yeah, I'm under 300 for the first time in like 10 years. It feels amazing.
Yeah,
I might have to start buying new budgie smugglers.
But like, so what are you doing to stay alive? Like, because I have a text exchange that you and I have that I found on my phone today from over the summer that I could read to you.
That we might have to edit?
I don't think we do. It's pretty. Okay. I don't think we do.
Okay.
It's pretty base, and it heads into the question. Starts with Long Island, baby. Where you at? Headed to Ruby Rosa to eat my weight in red sauce. What are you doing? No can do on pizza, but let's hang out this week. Then I wrote back, what are you doing to keep that Walton Goggins physique? And then you wrote back, I start by not eating, then I smoke a couple butts, repeat every day.
And as always, we are not doctors on this show. Do not take any medical
someone
advice.
who struggles with everything, including the smoking.
Yeah. I'm blood type marinara at this point, so I get it.
It's that old school diet, man, of just I think a lot of people, I look like that dude who, like, now that I'm looking on the thing here, I look like that dude who's like kind of tan and smokes butts and drinks coffee.
Yeah, drinks coffee, plays chess.
I became the guy that I used to go to my buddies. Hey, look at that guy, right?
We all do.
That's who I aspire to be.
Look at me. I look like fucking Mark Maron drowned in a pool.
Yeah, I look like an offensive lineman in court for a fucking DUI. Lock the gates. How come you didn't lock the gates? I drowned in the pool.
Jesus Christ. Jesus. You know what the truth is about, about 18 months ago, one of my agents was like, hey, you should go talk to this doctor, like out of the blue.
Not out of the blue. Out of the blue for you, but that's something that was on the agent's mind.
Nothing is ever out of the blue, man.
No. Meanwhile, like CAA had a morning meeting about my weight, and he goes, you should go see this dude who's basically like a nutritionist and talk. He's like, what? And that's a true story. And I was like, I think I always was able to stay thin, and then I got over 50, and as you know, like it gets hard when you're over 50. It's just, and like. So like, I'm going to eat what I want, but I'll just work out. And then you just get massive. So I was like, what do I do? So I went to see this guy, and he helped me look at the stuff I was eating. And he was like, okay. And you tell him, he's like, what do you tell him, like, it's not that bad. And then you tell him, he's like, wow, that's terrible. And you're like, oh shit, really?
Right.
The worst with those kind of situations is when you downplay what you're doing and they still say it's bad. You're like, yeah, I have like 2 beers, like a couple of nights a week. And they're like, that's really bad. I'm like, I was lying already. Yeah. That's the good.
I did that once years ago when I used to drink, and this guy said, I went to this doctor, and I could tell, and I go, this is like early 90s. And he goes, how much do you drink? And I said, I'm thinking, like, what is going to be? I go, probably 6 drinks a week. He's like, that's a lot. And I'm thinking, motherfucker, that's before I go out. I have 6 drinks.
Yeah.
Like,
that's a day.
So
Adam and I are very adjusted to telling a doctor, not cigarettes, whenever they ask you to smoke. It's like,
I can't even do that anymore.
I know.
I've regressed, so I can't even do that anymore. Now I'm lying about cigarettes to a doctor in New Zealand who's like filling out a physical. I'm like sitting at like in order to get to set, they're like, a doctor's gonna come in here. You all right with that? I'm like, yeah, whatever. Guy comes in, he's like, says he 3 to 5 drinks a day. I was like, I don't No, I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't even fill that out. Somebody else wrote that.
Someone else guessed that when they saw me.
Well, it's metric down here, right? So yeah, it's not actually the same amount.
Yeah, and a day, you mean tomorrow? Because tomorrow is our yesterday. So
yeah. So I'm yeah. Oh, we're not doing time zones. Okay. Yeah.
Next thing I know, he's like writing like psychopathic conversation.
Borderline personality disorder.
Yeah, borderline.
And so the truth is actually, so I ended up cutting out basically sugar, which is my number one, I think my number one addiction, because I'm not addicted to cigarettes. And
when you say sugar, though,
to me,
you're
cigarettes and I are synergistic, where we help each other.
They've never let me down. They've never lied to me. They always told me what they were going to do.
Meanwhile, they're like lying to you from the moment you.
I know.
I was gonna say, like, sugar. When you say no sugar, like, how strict are we talking? Are we talking like no, like you go out to sushi, you're doing sashimi?
Yeah, basically, when I'm really doing it so I eat. Oh God, it's so boring, but.
Not on this podcast.
I know.
Also, we kind of live in the boring world, so don't let.
I got a bunch of tattoos, man. This is the shit I'm into.
You're right. It's so good.
You're like, I hated that this blurb went around and we brought it up 11 times in one interview.
No, I love it because it's so dumb because it was so meaningless. Romesh is laughing himself to death.
You know what I took from that clip is like Romesh is like he's like, I have a lot of tattoos. Am I boring? And I wanted to be like, no, but the Apple Watch is making you boring.
We should be.
Tattoos are fine. It's the Apple Watch.
So you cut out sugar.
So I basically
was that difficult? Like, do you have any anything that you did for yourself? Like any substitutes or anything like that that were like,
dude, I'm addicted to ice cream. I fucking love ice cream. Like
my favorite sweet.
It's my fucking favorite. So I'm like every day for me is like a 9-year-old's birthday party leading up to this. Every day you'd be like, what are you doing? And so I had to go. So I had to go. To answer your question, I didn't even go for sushi because I was too nervous that I wanted to eat the rice. Right. So then so every day I'd wake up and eventually I was doing a little bit of oats and then some berries and whatever, and then like a little snack, and then lunch I have a salad with chicken, and then at dinner I have to have like 18 ounces of protein, fish or meat, and some veggies. And then there's a crazy thing here. So I did that, and then eventually I could have a cup of rice with lunch. Then like 45 days into it, he's like, now you got to cut all the carbs. So now I have none. And I don't have a cheat day. I have a cheat meal once a week. Every 7 days I have one cheat meal.
Jesus.
And he's like, don't go downtown go uptown, meaning like don't eat a bunch of crap on your cheat meal. Don't go to like Taco Bell and McDonald's.
Right.
Have
eat
a nice
high
dessert.
class.
Have a nice dessert that doesn't have like a bunch of preservatives in it. And so I've kind of stayed to that for the last year and a half. And I've had a couple times where I haven't been able to, but for the most part, I've stuck with it and exercised at the same time, and it's been pretty good. Here's a cool thing that he taught me.
What kind of exercise are we doing?
I just do street fighting mainly. A lot of street fighting.
Your Kimbo Slice in the backyards of Florida.
It's hard to find a good gym. It's hard to find a good gym.
But it's easy to find a street fight.
I'm doing, pretty light in terms of the gym, pretty light. I was doing this thing where I was like, and I do it, I don't do it as much anymore just because of time, whatever, but I was doing this boxing thing called Fight Camp. And Thoreau turned me on to it, and it's like you get like it's almost like Peloton for boxing. Yeah. I look like I'm into it. Loserest boxer of all time.
Oh, I'm the worst in that. But
the cardio of it was really great. So I do that a couple days a week. I do these like sort of long walks and/or hikes, and then I do stuff with like kettlebell. Pretty light stuff.
You got a trainer? Or you doing this on your own?
No, I do it on my own. I'm pretty consistent.
That's cool.
Yeah, and so that's been good. He taught me this really cool thing, which is he's like 40 minutes before you go to bed. before you're going to go to sleep, eat like a cup of berries or a sorbet. And he gave me a couple brands so that you get that spike of natural sugar, and then you'll crash, and you'll go into sleep better, and you'll sleep better. And God damn it, he was right.
Oh, and there's probably the psychological element of like, now I get to have my treat.
You get
and
a
then
little
it's like,
treat.
and
Yeah.
a little treat, and then you're going to bed, and like, oh, that's a real interesting wind down.
Pretty insane. Insane.
My version of that is I switched from a joint and a bourbon to a joint and a chamomile tea.
Oh, that's
and that has
nice.
been, and I'm out on my balcony sipping tea and having an indica, and I'm like, I'm gonna sleep like a baby, and it's so much better for me than two fingers of fucking Basil Hayden's. 2 fingers.
Well, I mean,
much like my OnlyFans, I prefer a little more than 2 fingers.
well, I mean, alcohol is the big thing that like. I mean,
it's the saboteur of your health.
yeah,
it's like
it's
you
the
let it in.
A1
and,
killer.
Yeah.
It's trash, and it's for a lot of different reasons. And yeah, I don't drink. I'm so happy that I don't for myriad reasons. But one of them is every time there's a new study that comes out, which is like every 4 hours.
Every 4 hours, Huberman's making a fucking proclamation about, I can't believe we ever drank alcohol. You're like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
And I just think, oh, thank God I don't. And I do feel better as a result of it. And you can't do it as you get older too. Like you just can't. Like your body can't do it.
It's harder. It takes more and more of a toll on you every year. Like
I want to quit smoking butts. I really do. And I don't smoke as much as I used to.
Are you sinning?
Yeah. I mean, I just put one out. I just stubbed one out.
That's the level. I have a problem zinning. I can't do it. I can't.
So many of my friends are zinning. So one of my friends are zinning and still blasting cigs, which is like, I'm like,
I just always
don't do it at the
look
same
like.
at the same time. It's not.
No.
Someone, I've got people who are telling me that nicotine is actually like a nootropic, and it's like
It is.
It's like a performance enhancer.
It is. Well, we actually just had Huberman on the podcast, and I got to say he was pretty great. And I ended up being fascinated with everything he was saying, and I didn't want it to end. And I was like, and then what if I do this? And what if I was like the little kid,
Yeah.
And he talked about nicotine and how great it is.
Yeah. I just look like I have 9 zins in my mouth at all times.
Yeah. Will's hitting the 5 milli. What do they call them? The 5 mil lip pillow or whatever.
Is that what I'm on the 3 right now, but I go back and forth between the 3 and the 6s.
Ooh,
And what does it do? It's just like a pouch, like a baseball player, or is it like or you swallow it? Or like,
No. You just put it between your lip and your teeth. It takes a second to get used to. It's like these little pouches like this.
And I know for a fact, based on our experience, that Adam can't handle just packing a lip with something. We did recreational ketamine together, and you're supposed to just put it in your lip. And Adam's like, I chewed it and swallowed it. I was like, what the fuck?
You can't leave it there.
It's like a little kid.
I played baseball in high school, and like
swallowing sunflower seeds.
Instantly, as soon as that shit started, like as soon as you go from sunflower seeds to like the first kid brings in chewing tobacco, I was just like, bleh, like I could never pack a lip in high school. I can't do it.
I have a weird. That's funny you saying that. I have a weird time off. Half the time when I would go to get it out of my lip, I start to gag.
There's something about that place. There's also I also gag when I put my contact lenses.
Well, I think you're supposed to put them in your eyes, not the back of your throat.
You swallowed.
I have no gag reflex. Wow. Again, I'm sorry. That's for my OnlyFans. Like clip that for my OnlyFans.
Fuck, that's a great clip on its own.
That's gonna be the clip.
It somehow gets credited to Will. Unfortunately, it's like Will Arnett's got no.
Will Arnett says tattoos are bad. Again,
never live it down. Does make you think about Tom Hanks. God, he's done so many different things. The dude's kind of unreal.
I was just thinking about his run the other day. Like
it's unreal, right?
His run from like Joe versus the Volcano, maybe even Splash is the original, but like he made a few clunkers.
I mean, they never stuck. They never
didn't stick to him. Yeah, like a clunker for Tom Hanks.
Yeah, but he made like 60 movies, and he made like 30 really good movies. So like,
half of them.
I'm gonna let him have. I mean, mine is I made only clunkers. You know what I mean?
Dude, I was gonna say, like, do you know if you looked at my IMDb, like my average, I'm batting 164 in the minors.
Dude.
Hanks also did like 10 years of dominating comedy and then switched to drama and then was the go-to drama guy for like another decade. Like that's
similar
like,
to you, Will. You're a little late, but a little late. But
Brother Solomon.
I don't think I'm dominating anything.
I don't know, dude. I think it depends on how you look at it. Like, this is your turn to Hanks run it just a couple years later than he did.
We're just doing a few more terminals than anyone else.
I decided to wait till I was 55. Because I didn't want to embarrass anybody.
I love it when people do say to me sometimes, they're like, do you ever think about doing like a drama, like changing it up? And always like, I'm trying to do comedy. I'll do
I
think about it all the time.
Yeah,
what do you got?
Yeah. You know what you got to do? You got to work with really good directors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, great.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm available.
I would love that. Have you showed them my extensive 20-year television career?
Yeah.
Because I have. You could Google me. And
You got a number on them? You got a number on them?
it's like, oh, it'd be so cool if you worked with Wes Anderson. You're like, fuck yeah, it would.
Yeah.
It would be fucking awesome. It
That's
would
like-
rule.
That's the real like grown-up version of your aunt saying like, you should do the Conan O'Brien show. You should do what he does. You know, and you're like, yeah, I would love
You're
to,
right.
Auntie.
I should.
I should get on SNL at 44. I could speed run my fucking speedball death.
But I was going to ask you about this press run that you've been doing, because it's a dream of mine as someone who's worked, you know, in comedy at the way you have for a long time, to see you doing the like Academy Award run press tour where you're like in cool clothes and like, you know what I mean? And there's like pictures of you in a swimming pool with clothes on. And then, you know, and there's like,
yeah, you're sitting cross-legged in like the W lobby with like a bourbon or something.
And then there's like an interview with you and Odessa Zion together. You're like, you're doing it, you know, like. How does that feel? Like, does the comedian part of you ever? Because I consider you like a comedian. You are one of you're a comedian. Like, does that side of your brain ever click on while you're doing it all? While you're like, wow, this is new.
A gazillion %. And so what the difference is,
how do you do that?
Well, yeah. I spent a long time, you know, doing stuff and fucking around. And what happens is, by the end, like when you do something as part of that, when you go and you do something like with Ramesh and I'm just dicking around, it's so fun because then I just get to dick around, which is why I say a bunch of stupid shit that I don't mean, because you're just having fun, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of those things you got to go and, you know, look, the movie we made, this movie is this thing on that Bradley and Mark Chaplin and I wrote and we worked on it took like from the time that we decided to start doing it until the time that it came out was like 7.5 years or something, right?
Jesus.
Yeah. And so like we took it really seriously and we did it and we spent a lot of time on it, obviously, and a lot of care. And so you come out with it and then when they start thinking like, hey, maybe this has a chance for people to recognize it for X, Y, and Z, you want to give it you're doing a bunch of different stuff. And so you want to speak it's tough because you don't want, for me, I feel like, man, it's hard for me to be that earnest in a way.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Comedy is inherently like,
you want to undercut yourself and undercut the situation so frequently.
Yeah. But you know what? The same rules apply in that you just got to read the room, which is these are people here who are appreciating it, and so that you do take it seriously. And I did take seriously doing the project itself, and I do really like it, and I am really proud of it. So then. But there were times where you just kind of like you fuck around. But a lot of the time, you know, the questions are different too. The questions are like, what why did you do this, or what is the message, or what was the process like? And you're like, well, actually, the process was pretty serious. It took a lot of preparation. To do those scenes took a lot of. We workshopped for a long time, and you find yourself down this road. And I did have a few times that there were some really cool interviewers who were like, I see that you're struggling with talking about it in this serious way. And I'm like,
well, there's another layer to it too, that you're a comedy guy doing serious interviews about a serious movie about comedy. It's like a quadruple 4D cake or some shit.
Yeah, man.
That's a thing.
Yeah, it's complicated and then, but at the same time, and then what happens is it's very alluring because people do respond to it, and they're like, "Hey, we really liked it, and we thought it was a great story." And you're kind of forced to put your guard down. It was tough for me to kind of talk about it, me and or it, in this way that didn't feel like. I was like catching myself. I didn't want to seem like I was being self-aggrandizing. Do you know what I mean? Or
this is the most understandable headspace to be. My therapist one time said to me, "Do you ever use positive self-talk with yourself?" And I was like, "No, why? That would be corny." He's like, "No, that is something you need to like." Yeah. And I'm like, "Oh fuck, I never like." It's so easy to just downplay everything, but then when you're a part of something larger, like a piece of art that you're involved with other creatives, that you're like, well, I can't go out here and downplay this because I worked hard, other people worked hard. Yeah. My instinct is to undercut myself for the sake of comedy and to not come across as like a guy who is too serious.
What made it easy was, in certain ways, was that the people I worked with, Bradley, he's
I got a billion questions.
Yeah, he's an incredible he's an incredible filmmaker, right? I mean, I've known him a long time. His capacity for all of it is so insane. And his concentration and his focus is so intense in the best way. And Laura Dern, who's one of our greats, and she's just
Meryl
incredible.
Streep-esque.
And so you kind of you start to get in that, I heard, but what's interesting is so that part of it made it really easy. And then when you listen to that and the way they talk about it, you're like, okay, yeah, I can talk about this thing. And I did take it seriously. What's weird is, as Pally, you were saying that you go and you're doing these screenings for the Academy and stuff. And of course we didn't get any nominations for anything for our film.
Not about that.
I know, but what's weird is you get put in this place where you've got to go and do that. And then you're disappointed, and then you're like, I heard Ben Affleck talking about it, I think on Kimmel maybe or something recently, and he was much more articulate than I was, but about this idea that people are like, oh man, sorry, didn't get the thing. And you're like, when we made it, it's not like I was thinking wow, we're going to make this Academy Award winning thing.
When you get drafted in the NFL, you're not like, fuck.
I just want to get.
If I don't win the Super Bowl, this is
exactly. And that was it. We just wanted to make something good. So
played a great game.
So it's confusing. And I remember my 15-year-old said to me, and he's such a great kid. And you want to talk about this kid is so funny. He's an absolute bit machine. It's unreal. It's unreal.
It's in the genes.
Do not introduce him to my son. I do not. I don't need two of that. My son is a nightmare.
Yeah, bit machine. Right? Yeah, it's insane. And we were driving home, and I was driving him home somewhere. I was out here in California, and I said, and we found out that something came out. We didn't get recognized. And he goes, and I hung up, and I go, yeah. And he goes, what happened? I go, yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. And he goes, don't let the fact that happened ruin what you think about this great movie that you made, Dad. And I was like, you're right. You're absolutely right. It was so dope. It was so dope. And it took my 15-year-old to give me the perspective.
Yeah, the clarity comes from the wildest places sometimes.
That's crazy.
You worked with our mutual friend.
Thing.
Oh, real quick, my buddy Bob Castrone.
Dude, Bobby Castrone is one of the all-time funny dudes.
Yeah, he's one of the best. I met him when I was a PA at Best Week Ever 20-something years ago when I graduated college, and we've been tight ever since.
I mean, you want to talk about Bit Machine. Bob Castrone. So Bob came with us when we were doing, because as you know, he used to be a stand-up back in the day.
Yeah.
And so when I started doing stand-up and was going to the cellar when I was living...
Were you using your name? Were you using, would they say, ladies and gentlemen, Will Arnett?
No. I was using the name of the character. Which was and
some fucking Kaufman shit.
Well, I was doing it. Yeah, I think people are like, is he doing some low rent Andy Kaufman ripoff?
Daniel Day-Lewis over here.
Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis doing it.
On the set, everyone call me Will.
I'm living the life.
All right, everyone treat me like Will. Okay, a stand-up comic who's going through a divorce. All right.
Yeah, so I would go down, and so Bob came with me, and because we wrote all the stand up, that's in the film that kind of tracks where this character of Alex is going and stuff, and so I wanted to have that experience, truly what it was like to be this dude. I'm not a stand up, so I'd never done it before, but I wanted to understand what that experience was going down and being that dude, and so really what I got to do is kind of rehearse for 6 weeks, and going to the Comedy Cellar every night and walking downstairs and being introduced as Alex Novak, and people did I'd get up there, they'd sort of snicker and think I was losing my mind or whatever. And
but poor guy, poor Will, he's going through it. Sorry, Alex.
I joked. I did joke though. I did joke that people are so I'm getting divorced and stuff, that people are Googling this asshole got married again? What?
And you were doing a super high pitched voice, right?
Yeah,
with no gravel.
I was doing like this.
Dude, the worst part of that was lugging that prop bin up and down those stairs, though, right?
I'm glad you guys did the rewrite to make make Alex not a prop comic. I think that was a smart move.
It was such a. I'm glad we dropped that because it was becoming
hard to get the shit up and down the stairs.
It was
so. The art department was furious that they were so happy.
Everything, the plunger, the chicken, the glass, all of it.
And you got to be careful with it. You can't just throw it down. You have to place
there's
it.
An anvil in there. You can't throw it down. The anvil's
that's going to ruin the chicken. We come from improv, as you know.
Yeah.
And so that is a different thing. We had all this training at the Upright Citizens Brigade in New York.
So much stage time, but
so much
no
stage
crossover.
Where you're like, I can get on stage. I can get on stage with no material in front of however many people and feel comfortable. Mm-hmm. And then you're like, but that doesn't mean anything. That's not currency. That's not, it's not music. It's like shitty jazz, in a way. It's like,
well, what was interesting was so when I'd go down there the first time that I did it at the Cellar, we walked down the stairs and I was there with Bob Castrone and Bradley, and we're standing there by the doorway, downstairs there in the main room there, and they're about to call me up, and Bradley knows me, and he knows that if I get up there, that because I didn't come up through improv, I wish I'd known about it. I wish it existed in that way.
I mean, you're
pretty
adjacent. I mean, you
I'm adjacent.
We've hung out at McManus enough, for you to be considered an improviser.
Yes, but I just wish that was kind of around more when I first moved to New York in 1990.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. So, but he knows that my instinct is that if I walk down there and get on stage, that I'll try to figure out a way to make to squeeze out a laugh somehow,
right?
To make it work,
like you say, to make it work, to do something and whatever. And the first time he stopped me and he puts his hand on me and he leans in and he goes, "We're doing something different." And basically he was saying, "You're not doing that. We're here to do this. This is the job. And so go out there and do the material as Alex and do Alex's material that we do from the film," which is what I did. And that was really
because the impulse would be to be like, I know how to impress this crowd. I'm a funny guy. Give me a mic. And then all of a sudden you're like, wait, no, I'm Alex,
bits,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the tattoo thing. Let me try something out here, guys.
From everything you said, I mean, I've had a director that I've really loved working with, that I trust, you know what I mean? But I never had a friend who is also my director, who's like, it must have been really bonding when you're doing this. If you guys are like going undercover, writing the movie as it's forming, you know what I mean? Like, that's pretty special to have a friend that's like, hey man, don't do your bullshit tonight. And then, but trust me that I'm going to have your back and make you look good.
100%. And it was, you know, again, because I got to see sort of under the hood over the last couple of years as we were working on developing it, what an incredible mind he has for this kind of thing and for making movies. And so I trusted that in that moment. And it did help us you're absolutely right. I mean, in terms of weeks later when we actually start shooting, that trust is just built and such a strong thing. And then actually was, you know, coming to those moments where we had these really insanely vulnerable moments in the film, and I've got to trust him. And he's, you know, I've never done anything like this on film in this way. And I had to kind of, you know, we talked about it, and he'd be like, you got to trust me that you have to, there can be no bullshit here. There's no acting. There's no bullshit. You have to, and we got to go deep. And he would like pull the camera off. He's operating too. So that was the crazy part.
Soderbergh style. It's like,
yeah. He, and
well, that's also, where's he going to sit? There's no freaking chairs.
There's no chairs. By the way, there's no chairs. There's no video village, right?
Yeah.
Everything's intense. From the moment you show up, from call time to wrap, there's never a break. There's never sitting around.
I
right?
wish for that.
It's amazing. So you're always engaged, and he's right there. He's a foot from me with the camera in my face, and he's talking to me as we're rolling. And he's like, here we go.
Hell yeah.
Here we go, man. Here we go. And then you go like, we got to go. We got to go deep on this. We got to go. You got to fucking throw it all away. All this kind of shit. It was dope, man. It was scary as fuck.
That is
amazing. Can you introduce
like,
us to Bradley?
No,
I'm not ready. I'm not ready to hang out with Bradley yet. I need a couple more years.
I'm not concerned that he's ready to make a movie with
you guys should work with Bradley.
I didn't say movie. I don't want to hang out. I'm not ready to hang out with Bradley yet. I need a couple more years, because like there are people like that in my life who like, I feel like I'm gonna meet Bradley Cooper, and I'm gonna be like, I gotta get more like Bradley Cooper. And you know what I mean? And like right now, I just gotta.
I can't handle that identity crisis right now.
I can't handle that right now. I gotta just figure out me.
He's crazy inspiring. I mean, again, like our whole relationship went into a totally different gear, and he really inspired me in so many ways. It was pretty sick. And
are you gonna do it again? Are you gonna? Obviously, the material you're getting a different look now, right? Like there's got to be cooler stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
or a more variety of things in front of you that you can do next. And
yeah,
stuff
for
like
sure. That's the exciting part. And I'm not. What's funny is, again, I think because I'm 55, I'm not precious about it. I'm not like, hey, now this is what I do. Yeah. But I had these like really sort of very. What should be obvious realizations, but it's taken me a long time where I go like, I only want to do stuff that I respond to.
Yeah, wow.
And it's like,
I haven't had that revelation.
It's like, what? And like, yeah, I want to do. And so it's been cool. Yeah, and it has been different. You know, I just finished this thing with Tony Gilroy, which is pretty dope.
Oh,
yeah.
Whoa,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, and with Pedro Pascal, and that was really awesome, and Olivia Wilde and a bunch. It was pretty dope. And so just a small little thing, but like really cool to be able to kind of do some different stuff. So that's I'm pretty psyched about it.
So my head
are you looking to downshift and to do a comedy again and be like, oh fuck it, like safety, I feel like a lot, like, you know what I mean,
let's
you're like, okay, like or
let's
is
let
it
that Clydesdale out of the gate,
or did you get a taste and you're like, I want to fucking let's see what else is in there, let me keep digging.
You know what, I think it's more, I don't think that I mean, that's always alluring, right? Just because if you read something really funny, you're like, oh, that'd be really fun to go fuck around and do that.
Right.
But at the same time, I think that it is much more about like, I just, And if it ends up being something that's funny, that's great. I just want to do something that feels, as you know, it takes time away from your life and your kids and all that kind of stuff. So it's got to be something that feels valuable. I get to screw around like you guys do with Jason and Sean all the time. So that scratches a lot of itch, oddly enough.
Right. Yeah, that's actually kind of cool when your quote unquote day job is like riffing with other talented, funny friends. Yeah. It's like, it's a little spoils you a little where you're like, a little bit. I don't need to chase this high elsewhere.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Wait, Adam, are you in New Zealand now?
Yeah.
How long you been there?
I've been here 2 weeks. I got 4 more to go.
4 more weeks.
How is Friday? Tell us about what Friday's like.
Friday
we're still
nice
in Thursday
here.
over
it's
here.
It's nice here. I mean, I have 4 more weeks on this.
More
one,
Epstein stuff coming out on Friday?
So I can't come back to all the rest of the files. Dude, I was in the files.
I know, that's so awesome.
I was in the files.
No, I can't believe I said, I know, that's so awesome. We definitely need to contextualize that rapidly.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember this, because it was not a huge success, but like I guess about 10 years ago, 2015, I created a show called The President Show that was on Comedy Central.
With Anthony Atamanuik,
Anthony, when he was playing Donald Trump.
Yes.
And we had on, a lot of times we would have on these guests that were like, they knew it was an impersonator, but they didn't know, it was like Borat-esque. They didn't know how hard he was going to go and push them politically. And one of our guests was Deepak Chopra, who ended up being all over the Epstein files.
Right.
And in one of the files, he sends one of our sketches to Jeffrey Epstein, and Epstein responds like, ha ha ha, they nailed it.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know how to respond.
I mean, I guess if you're gonna end up in the Epstein files, people giving you credit for your sketch or TV show.
Speaking of like funny 14-year-olds, then my son told all his friends that his dad was in the Epstein files.
My son sent me a picture of the poster for my movie at a bus stop over on Ventura in Studio City. Had his friend take it, and he's got his ass next to my face pretending to fart, and then and sends it to me.
I have so many of those. I have billboards with just a big middle finger in the foreground and then my head in the background.
Yeah.
I don't have kids, but I have 2 younger brothers who are assholes, and it is like a great way to stay humble. Every time you start to think your job is like super serious and like... Yeah.
Oh, Cole came home the other day and he goes, can I have David Casp's phone number? And I was like, yeah, why? And he's like, well, I want to, we have to interview someone who does a job that we may want to do. And he's a comedy writer. So I thought I'd interview him. And I was like, oh, well, you know, pretty much any show David created, I wrote it with him. And he's like, yeah, but I want to talk to a real writer.
That'll get you go.
Fucking, I was like, I'll burn this whole fucking house down.
My 15-year-old also sent me a picture of, I guess they were at their school and there was like a game there and there was another school there, and he sends me a picture of Bateman, who he's with Bateman. He says, I just ran into this little twink.
Oh, I love that, because Jason didn't see that, so the picture's like,
and he wasn't included. Yeah, Jason wasn't included on the text.
Yeah, right.
But I told him, and Bateman's like, that motherfucker. I'm gonna fucking kill him.
That's so awesome.
So good, right?
That's great. That's so good. I feel like those are the moments where I feel most like, oh, I did good. Like those are the 100%. Moments where I'm like, grades, I'm the same. I'm like, I don't care. Like, but when something like that happens and I feel like humor and intellect, even if it's at my expense, I'm like, oh, this is great.
It's so good. And I have, like, this morning, I was trying to get them out the door to go to school. I was like, guys, you got to go. My 17-year-old drives. So they both go together and they go, And I go to my 17-year-old, I'm like, hey, man, you got to, and my 15-year-old over my shoulder goes, how many times do we need to tell you? Like, he starts doing this bit. And I'm like, dude, fucking relax. Hang on a second. But I'm also like,
let me just dad for a minute here.
But I'm also like, God, that's so funny. That's such a funny instinct.
Yeah, it's great. Oh, my God.
So good. Wait, what are you doing in New Zealand? Tell me.
I'm doing a New Zealand television show about an American billionaire who is extradited to New Zealand.
Is it based on a true story?
Or it's just based on how culturally all the billionaires have property.
It is because all the billionaires, but
they
it's cool. It's
there.
by these really funny New Zealand comics, and they're great. And the script was funny, and I was like,
"That's fun, man."
Yeah, I was like, "This is great," and it's such a good part. And I was like, "Fuck, that sounds great." The shitty thing is that I've been going back and forth to London to do the Beatles movies.
Yeah, that sounds like a really shitty thing.
No. Are you really? No, it does sound shitty. I mean, it's great.
Yeah. Yes, the fly. Yes, yeah. Champagne problems, but definitely a GI problem and a lower back.
This week was like, I did not know where I was, but.
That's when my wheels fall off health-wise. Like, Will, I'm sure, because, you're bi-coastal and have to travel for work. That's when if I'm home and I have like a normal schedule, I'm a fucking monk. I'm doing the best shit for myself.
Yeah.
The second it's like, this weekend, don't forget, you're in San Francisco doing shows, and then Monday you got to go, and all of a sudden the wheels are, and I don't just go like, oh shit, I skipped exercise. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll eat this banh mi off the floor or whatever,
that I found.
Yeah, that was actually going back to the last 3 months, like doing all this stuff. I was all over the place, and that was the tough part, was trying to eat right and forcing myself to like go to the gym at the hotel, and it's 6 a.m. there, but it's actually 1 a.m. in LA, and or 9 p.m. the night before, actually. And you're like, fuck, and just trying to do it. That part was hard, but
I do think that there is something to that in the movie that you just made, which is almost more I was going to say it's almost more challenging to do what you just did, because like I find the hardest moments that I have as an actor on set are where like someone gives me a video game controller.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Something that actually is in your bones, and
and they're like, okay, so you're playing video games and you come in, and then it's like this small thing has taken up all my mental space of like, do I look real playing it and whatever?
Dude,
in this movie, it's like, boom, real life. Like you don't feel that.
It's all real life. And that was a challenge. You hit it right on the head. That was the, so much of it was, it's a talky movie, but there are also a lot of like really silent quiet moments where there's nothing said and it's just behavior. So it's a lot of like coming home and like, coming in the apartment and putting your keys on the counter and then walking into the other room.
So easy to overthink, right?
And there's a lot of shit going on right in that moment with this guy and what is that? And so trying to do that in a way that is believable and just to try to really make it authentic that's the real trick. I mean, it's as we just said, it's kind of easier to go in and have a wooden leg and an eye patch and lean into it. It's much easier to do that than it is to go and like just be a person in the world. And
that
so you look at these guys, like the guys who who are amazing. You look at a guy who is just so effortless. I look at like Benicio del Toro, man. This dude,
great Paul, yeah.
This dude, he does stuff we don't know. I don't think that we all appreciate how good he is at what he does. It's so insanely good what he does because he's doing so. Wagner Moura in that movie, The Secret Agent, same thing.
Oh yeah, I got to see that. Everyone's talking.
It's just behavior. What he does in that movie is so insane. Both those guys, and that was one of the cool things was going on this ride for the last few months. I got to do a round table with Wagner Moura and Benicio del Toro.
Oh, you got to do like a actor on actors?
Yeah.
Dude,
that's the
fuck,
best.
Dude. That's the
best.
Worth the price of admission.
You got to do a round table.
Yeah, and I found myself, and I knew Jesse Plemons a little bit before, and Wagner, I've known him for a bunch of years, and we were talking before, and I was saying like, I was telling them like, yeah, for me, it's so weird that I'm here because I've always, this isn't my world. And so then I'm sitting there and it's Wagner and then it's me and then Benicio del Toro and then Jacob Elordi and Stellan Skarsgård and Jesse Plemons, right? And I'm like, I'm this ding dong from Toronto. What am I doing here? And talking about all this stuff, and it was so dope listening to those guys talk about it. But one of the coolest moments, because I really don't think people appreciate how good Benicio really is, right?
Yeah.
And there's this moment, this woman who's running the thing, she was really cool, and she goes, so she'd ask a question, and she goes, there's the idea of imposter syndrome. I don't know if it's in the thing or not. I didn't end up watching the thing, but it was on the LA Times if you want to go check it out. She goes, that idea of imposter syndrome, is that something that you ever think about, Benicio? And he literally goes, what is that? And I'm like, oh my God, he doesn't even know the concept of it, man. And and by the way, he's not even being funny. He goes, no, literally. He goes, what are you talking about? She's like, the idea that he's like, no, I don't even. And I look at Jesse Plemons, we're like, wow, this dude is on a different level, man.
He really is. I believe that. I believe
he's got Brando shit too.
Of course I believe it. I mean, this guy's a fucking genius, man.
He's got that energy that I think a lot of really great actors who are in the pocket, like Benicio is. He's got that energy where you watch his movies and you go like, this is easy for him because this is who he really is. This is who he. But then you watch 10 of his movies and you're like, well, there's no way he's the fucking Sicario Day of Soldado and the Sensei and this guy and the fucking Usual Suspects. No, he's just that good of an actor that when you see him and you're like, oh, that's who Benicio really is because he's so
guys,
authentic.
What they have in common, whether it's Wagner or Benicio or Jesse or Stellan Skarsgård or even and Jacob Elordi, all those guys, they do it so effortlessly, and that's the kind of the gold standard that when I look at it, I'm like, that's where I want to play.
Meanwhile, you're suffering from
towards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your Benicio doesn't know what imposter syndrome is, and you're feeling it at that table.
Oh my God.
And you're like, I'm experiencing it right now.
100%.
But it's just it's like a different muscle though, because comedy is like, has a resolution at the end of it, is like a definitive like you're getting a laugh. And so you're completing the task in a way where like,
well, you understand the binary of success where you're like, if the scene ends up being funny, I did my job. Yeah. But then you're like, I can't really tell the subjectivity of, did I dramatically affect someone from this moment in my thing? And you're like, I need that. Honestly, even doing comedy not in front of an audience is like difficult sometimes because you're like, was that even funny? I don't even know anymore. I'm spiraling. Like you lose confidence in like your own taste in those moments.
And Bradley, but you got Bradley there to bring you back.
Yeah, exactly. And so whenever that's exactly true, and that's why it was such a luxury to have somebody that I trust, who I know is going to tell me the truth, who's going to look at me, we're going to do a take, and he's going to put the camera down. And all that, and they sort of yell cut and everybody's sort of moving around. He looks at me and just goes like this and just shakes his head. And there's no fanfare. There's no nothing. And I go, I know that he's been looking down. And if he nods at me, we're moving on. And that he feels satisfied that we got that.
And that's not true for every collaborator. Like if someone else nods, you're not like, I don't know if we got it. But with Bradley, a friend who you trust, who is a proven talent as a director and actor.
Yeah.
Do you feel now a sense that you need to be Bradley for Sean?
If each one of you guys took turns directing the other two in dramatic movies, that would be such a fun. I would be part of the raising money for that.
Jason could do it. Jason's become such a great director in his own right, and he's got such a great sense of it. And it's funny too. And he's such a great actor. I think Jason's a really underrated actor too.
Oh, I mean, he's king of straight man. I mean,
I fucking inhaled Black Rabbit. I inhaled Black Rabbit. My friends created it, and I was like, I'll check it out.
Think about how super funny he is. You're right, and he's the greatest straight man of all time. Right? I mean,
he's very funny and the greatest straight man of all time. That's a very difficult combination. Yeah. Adam's got people entering his hotel room.
You don't want turn down? No turn down? I always say every time just to make my
about.
kids, every time to make my kids sick when they come in and I look at my kids and I go, turn down for what? And they're all like, oh my God. They're like, that's the worst. But you only get those opportunities every once in a while. You got to take those shots. I had an opportunity once. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Is so stupid. This is so off topic. I was in a bookstore on Long Island. And
Fuck yeah.
And I was in there, and the guy was putting some books. I was buying these books. He was putting them in a bag, and he had a cat that was running around, and the cat jumps in, and he goes, "Oh no!" And I had the bag, and I looked at him, and I got to say in real time, "Do you want me to let the cat out of the bag?" I couldn't believe. I had to call a friend after. I was so giddy that I got to use it in the wild.
That is like the
I hope
most
that's
Canadian.
what the press pulls from this.
Dude, you are the least Canadian, and that is the most Canadian story. I'm always waiting for your Canadianness to show up.
Yeah. It's only twice. Once when you said I'm from Toronto, and then that moment.
And then your story about how you had to call a friend and be like, dude, I said cat in a bag. The only other person had to be it must have been a Canadian that received the call.
It was an Englishman.
Yeah, okay.
Close enough. Because you're not calling an American. To be like, American would be like, are you all right, motherfucker?
I'm just surprised to hear they still got bookstores on Long Island.
Why are you calling me? I thought someone died when I saw you called me.
Why are you calling?
Text me. That could have been an email.
Why are you calling? Did they finish the wall? Did they finish me? Why are you?
Yeah. What?
It's all Americans talk about.
The wall.
The wall.
The wall.
We're like days away from talking about the wall again, aren't we?
Well, I think the Canadians are now like, should we build a wall?
It's going to end up being like Game of Thrones. We're going to have like a big ice wall that Jon Snow stands on and doesn't let us in, doesn't let the fleeing libs in when this fucking country. Well, we don't have to get into that. Let's stay on a positive note.
Let's keep Will from having a fucking tagline put out.
I know. I don't have a position on anything.
No positions.
You're Jelly Roll, baby.
I don't even have a position on that.
Who? I mean, I love him or I hate him. What's going on?
Well, when you look at it from both, it's fine.
Let's talk more about what I eat in the morning. Do you want to know my morning routine? Are you interested in my morning routine?
Yeah, I'd love to hear how you. Because I do believe.
What do you mean morning routine?
It is. I have a routine.
What is that?
Like 5, 6, 7, 8, and it just keeps me in shape. No, I
do the Rhythm Nation dance every morning when I wake up.
Every morning I wake up. I'm an early riser. I'm a 6 a.m. guy, and I get because I want an hour before everybody else.
Right.
So
it's the best hour in the day.
It's the best hour, and I wake up. I think about my morning coffee the night before.
Relatable.
I'm dreaming about that morning call. I can't wait. It's like it's downhill. Every day it's downhill from the morning coffee. And I wake up and I make my coffee and I go outside and I play my little word games.
Oh, New York Times games?
I play the Wordle, Quirtle, and Octurtle, which is the 8. Quirtle is the 4 boards, Octurtle is the 8.
Wow.
Every morning, I never miss a morning on a little.
And is that prescriptive for dementia, or is that like? Is that like a thing where it's like?
It does wake up my brain for 100%, and I just no,
because like I've been told by people that word games specifically like ones that are not like crosswords, but like actual, not where you're finding information, but where you're using the information given.
Yes,
are supposed to be really stimulating.
I do Duolingo on the toilet every single morning.
What are you learning?
Spanish. I'm like 1,800 days in. I have like an insane streak. Yeah,
That's great.
it's crazy. Yeah.
I'm jealous of that.
And I started learning a language for dementia prevention and for like neuroplasticity and all that stuff. And now it's like stuck with me and I'm like on the path to being bilingual. It's like really exciting.
That is fucking cool.
Yeah. It feels,
you
can't really like, it feels crazy to like learn stuff after 40, like to like learn new things feels like really impossible. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, it is possible. Like it's great. It makes me feel powerful that I set out to learn something and then started to achieve it. It's like, it doesn't feel like you rarely complete in our industry. It's like kind of hard to like do exactly what you want to do ever, you know, it's so reactive.
You've inspired me. I'm going to do it because I did get Duolingo because I wanted to do that myself. I wanted to learn a language and then I kind of let it go and I am going to get back into it.
Hell yeah.
Duolingo is a good one.
So you're coffee and then you're doing Octurtle or whatever the fuck you just
Are you
made
doing that outside or are you shitting while you're doing that?
No, I'm outside.
Okay.
Shitting outside.
Yeah, I'm in the outhouse. I'm in I'm sitting outside like on the deck or something like that. And I just do that. I do Octurtle, which is 8, Quirtle, which is 4 boards, and then end with Wordle, which is 1. And I'm killing a dart with my coffee.
Early in the morning for a dart.
Yeah. Oh yeah. First thing.
Got to wake up an hour before anyone else gets up to have solo dart time.
Mm-hmm. Coffee and a butt.
Oh
and, man, it's just.
That's what I did. That's actually we did.
That's
that.
the supermodel breakfast, right?
Yeah, I did that this morning. It was amazing.
Yeah,
felt good.
It's really, really good. And then from there on in, I feel like I can hit my day. I can do anything. So I always build that in, no matter what I'm doing.
Do you exercise then, or are you exercise when it fits in kind of guy, or how strict are you for your like routine that way?
Kind of when I can fit it in. You know, I don't have a sort of prescriptive time, just because, as you guys know, our schedules are always changing and shit. So it's like sometimes it's after the kids go to school. You know, I spend half my time in New York, so I quite literally half and half, and so I always go a little different time when I'm in. I don't know, mix it up.
Yeah,
I feel like when I'm in LA, I have a better attitude towards not cramming my exercise in. I feel like in New York, I have this sense of like, well, I have to know when I'm exercising because it's just harder to do. There's like more things going on, but in LA, it's like. The day is later, you're up earlier. Like, you know what I mean? LA's days feel longer to me.
Longer and then shorter. Like, what's weird is they're longer, but it
doesn't get dark there. It's always purple. It's
true.
Always like...
It's always magic hour.
Yeah.
I find myself... But here's the difference in LA. Like, it gets to be 7 o'clock and you're like, well, that's it.
I was just about to say, I used to work out like after, like I would work out at like 9 p.m. when I lived in Brooklyn if I had to get it in. Now I'm like, well, it's dinner time at 7, and after that, literally nothing else can happen. But
are you in LA now?
Yeah.
So that's the way it goes. Exactly. And it's weird. And then when I'm in New York, it's like 7 o'clock. I'm like, well, I might have time for a quick nap, and then I'll go for dinner.
Yeah, I know.
You can get like an 9:15 dinner reservation in New York. Doesn't feel crazy.
Yeah.
In LA, it's like I'm like watching the 3rd episode of a show.
By 9:30, I won't fill up my gas tank after 9 o'clock in LA because I'm worried I'm going to get fucking shot. You know what I mean? Well, I'm at the mobile station, like looking over my shoulder. You know?
I'm out in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Imagine Jay Leno in that vintage Nazi truck.
Well, he's got the Kevlar denim suits now, so he's safe.
Yeah,
He's safe. They puff up like those motorcycle crash suits if he rolls down a hill.
He's like actually nervous. He's like, "Did you hear this? Did you hear this?
Kevin, have you heard this? Kevin,
have you heard this? Kevin, did you hear that?
Kevin."
Mavis. Dude, well, this was amazing. We thank you're such a mensch, and thank you so much for doing this, and we appreciate you. And
thanks for helping us get a podcast, and then thank you for guesting on it. We're so stoked to have you.
You guys are the best. You guys are so funny.
And I'm so like, I just am so inspired by the work that you're doing. Like truly, it gives me hope that like I can do anything, which often you don't get that. You know?
Yeah, it does open up some like other exits off the highway of like,
It
oh
is
shit,
true.
yeah, I guess I didn't know I can drive there.
It is true that if I can do it, anybody could do it.
Yeah, and that's thank you for distilling my compliment down to its truest insult.
Well, while we're in the vague territory of compliments and insults, my brothers would be so furious if I didn't tell you how frequently we watched Brothers Solomon growing up.
Really?
We fucking love that. The moment where it's either you or Will drinks the foot puddle is like one of
Yeah.
It's like one of the
Bob Odenkirk, baby.
We're so obsessed with that movie in my house. So I needed to say that for the record.
Oh, good. Oh, thanks, man. You know, that was, I will say, it didn't, it's one of those, first of all, it was the funniest script I ever read. Forte and John Solomon wrote. I mean,
Bob Odenkirk.
And Bob Odenkirk directed. Yeah. I was talking about this last night actually with somebody. I love Bob and I've known him a long time. And we had done the year before or 2 years, whatever it was, we had done Let's Go to Prison that Bob directed with Dax and me. And then Will had the script and then we ended up doing, and then he was like, I'm going to do this too. And I was trying to explain to somebody yesterday who doesn't know a lot about comedy. I was saying, you have to understand, Bob Odenkirk is a legend. Like to me, like I feel like a freshman and he's a senior. Yeah. You know, like he's just, he was just it and is it.
He wrote for Chris Farley.
Yeah. I mean, exactly.
Like, that's endgame.
So anyway, so thanks. It was a really fun time doing that. And it's had a bit of a cult life after.
I think that movie, I would put that one in your positive category.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, because there you go. Because the binary of comedy. Is it funny? It doesn't matter if it does, gets awards.
Here's an idea that I thought would be funny. So Tom Werner produced both those movies and, of Carsey Werner fame and
love
also,
that logo. Yeah. That little.
Yeah. And he owns Liverpool Football Club and, which is even more now valuable. I mean, to me as a Liverpool fan for ticket. But anyway, so the movie came out, Brother Solomon, I think it made like $585,000 at the box office. So I said, Tom, like 2 years later, I go, what if we make a remake of Brother Solomon, but we make it for the budget is what we made at the box office. and see what kind of Franken movie we could put together at that. And I said it to Will too. That'd be a funny idea.
That's a good,
right?
That's a great hey, look, zero waste. Yeah. It's made with the profits from the original, which by the way is SAG ultra low.
It feels like someone would have to make that movie after flying on a private jet to offset it or something. You know what I mean? It's like I am flying on a private jet, but I'm also making the Brother Solomon sequel for the budget that it made. So it's
don't worry about it. I'm reducing my carbon footprint via.
So good.
Phineas and Billie Eilish called, and they want to offset their carbon footprint by making Brother Solomon 2.
Listen, it somehow ends up being like a tax write-off.
Yeah, I mean, if there are any billionaires listening and you're looking for some carbon credits, just call me up. Call my agent. We'll do it.
My whole career is based on carbon credits. God, really, all my stuff airs on airplanes anyway, so.
Listeners, if you haven't yet, you can get Is This Thing On? It's available on VOD and streaming right now. So check it out. See Will's small moments putting the keys down. See Will doing stand-up. It sounds fucking exciting. I know I'll be watching again.
I heard it's getting the F1 treatment. It's getting the F1 treatment. We're going to blast this thing everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
F1 got blasted everywhere to the point where it's the 10th fucking Best Picture nominee. That's crazy.
They literally promoted that movie into a Best Picture.
Good for them. It's capable. It's possible.
They promoted that movie in that movie.
I saw a commercial for that movie in the
Brad
movie.
Pitt's like, hey, have you guys checked out this film F1 yet? Like in the middle of watching F1.
By the way, they should have done that. He should be like driving, and then you see a billboard for the movie as he's driving through the.
And then when you come in and you see his kid playing a video game, it's the F1 video game.
Yeah,
Just puts it down.
I'm sorry I finished the race early, but I have tickets to go see F1.
I'd vote for them.
Right? Yeah, they'd win.
I mean, that's what Stranger Things, like, pretty much. It's like, I can't tell. I'm going to see 2-day plays about Harry Potter over the course of a week. The whole thing is like a fucking. I'm just breathing content. Like,
I'm in like an alternate reality game on behalf of 11 or something.
Yeah. So good.
We don't even realize that this is Stranger Things content that we accidentally just did.
Fuck. Oh my God.
This airs exclusively on the Stranger Things streaming service.
I am both the Duffer Brothers.
Oh, fuck.
Wait, Allie, what time is it there where you're at?
it is 1:30 in the afternoon tomorrow.
Friday.
Friday.
I don't even know what day it is.
1:30 Friday.
Yeah, we're shooting
Holy
nights.
Shit. Yeah.
Ooh.
And Will, you're in New York right now?
I'm in LA right now, but
okay.
I'm off
nice.
to New York tomorrow.
Yeah, we're shooting nights. But nights is a little better actually because like I get to do this thing where I FaceTime the kids when I go, like I get to talk to them before they go to school in the morning when it's like 8 at night here or something, like 9 at night, and I'm just at work, and then I get to talk to them when they're
Finish
going
school
to bed,
and you're about to go to bed.
and I'm about to go to bed. So like it kind of works out, but it is a challenge.
Yeah.
And my youngest son, Drake, he's like they're coming out here at the end, obviously, so we can take a trip. And like every time I talk to him, he's like, "Did you get me business class? Are you sure I'm flying business class?"
The dude is like 4 feet tall.
I'm like, Drake, he's like, "I just don't think I could make a flight like that without business class, Dad."
No way. That's amazing.
Like, fucking, all right. Jesus Christ.
Or you see Adam doing Instagram posts for Air New Zealand now.
I'm like, anyone know how anyone at Qantas?
Yeah.
I mean, Lewis. I'm like, Lewis, I need someone at Qantas or I can't see my kids.
You should just start doing unsolicited, like, and this, right?
Spec influencer shit.
Yeah, why not? Spec influencers.
On spec influencers.
How embarrassing.
By the way, that is such a great area.
That is a fucking dark corner of the industry there.
Yeah, that's a dark corner of the fucking world.
Come with me as I take 12 Hims pills and see if I die. My hair grows fucking 10x and my dick explodes.
Want to see what happens? Click the like and follow button. Like,
still not hard. I think that's a me problem.
Teeth still yellow.
Thank you again, Will.
All right,
this was
boys.
awesome.
Thank you, King.
Good hang. Good hang.
Good hang, dudes.
Talk
You guys
soon.
are the best. And
Let's get a tattoo.
Yeah, let's get tattoos.
The best dude ever.
Dude, after just talking to him, I want to, first of all, work out. Second of all, go make a fucking film.
Yeah.
Hopefully Bradley Cooper's at the gym. I can start the conversation.
It is nice to speak to someone who's he used the analogy freshman, senior, and so we can use that as well. Like someone who's a senior to us who is still excited about the game. Who's
trying new shit. He was making moves. Like, that's fucking cool. And then also, like, he has the same struggles. He's an ice cream freak. It felt good to hear that a guy like that looks that good is an ice cream freak. Still blasting darts, popping zins. Like it feels. That's what I like to see. It's not someone who's like in cryo sleep 11 hours out of the day. Like, because some of these people with that level of success can kind of start to do whatever they. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's nice to hear he's fucking normal.
He's not measuring his son's boner, but we found out that's because his sons won't let him.
Good on them.
Good on them, boys. It was so inspiring to sit with him, and then the only thing that bummed me out was just how hard it seems to be thin.
I think when you're in your 50s, like he said, we experience how much more difficult the 40s are than the 30s, and so it's hard not to imagine 50s are a little more difficult.
Yeah, I would just assume that you hit a stride in it, I guess, where you're like, oh yeah, I'm good at it now and I know how to do it. But even him, who's like in incredible shape, and he's like, it sucks. Like, it's a lot of hard work. It sucks. I was like, oh God, like he's not going to sushi because he doesn't want to eat the rice. I'm like, I'm about to go eat my weight in rice, you know, like.
But that's okay. Whatever works for you in different times.
I know,
like,
but
yeah,
that's part of the journey.
I know. You know, you ever like, I feel like a fucking like Kate Moss when I knock some of the rice off my nigiri or something like that.
I'm literally going to walk to a conveyor belt sushi place right now so that I don't have to deal with the time between meals. Like, I don't want to wait to order. I just want to take it.
I don't even want to interact with the waiter. I just want to be ripping things off the fucking belt. And you're going to lay sideways with your mouth open and just eat shit out the plastic container.
On the other end.
Yeah. Let them fall into your mouth. and have like the little grass and all the like accoutrements fall out of your ass. And you're just processing
it's like Lucille Ball.
Yeah, it's going to be like the chocolate. Well, if you were a new listener who came on for Will Arnett, well, thank you for staying all the way to the end. We've got tons more episodes in our feed. Check it out. A lot of funny people, a lot of interesting people, some really, truly awful people, but you'll have to figure out who they are.
Yeah, and I would love to know.
It's the host, by the way. Short answer, it's us.
Stay alive. Got one back.
Spade, I think I've told this once when maybe he was on our podcast, but he one time said to me, and it made me laugh so hard. He said so many funny things to me over the years. Like, you know,
he's the best. He's funny. He's a sniper.
He's a sniper. So we're at something, this is years ago, and like, I forget, like Kimmel was hosting it or somebody was in, and a bunch of people that were backstage, we're on the side of the stage. I'm about to go in and present something or something. And this guy's up there doing this bit, but it's kind of like an anti-comedy bit. Like he's doing it to try to bomb or whatever it was. It was some sort of like meta thing. And it was not working either direction. And so this guy's up there bombing. And we're on the side of the stage and Spade's in front of me. And he just turns over his shoulder and he goes, he makes you look like you're a good actor. and then turns back. It made me laugh so hard I could barely.
He's the best.
That's awesome.
That is, to be roasted by Spade.
Oh, it's the best.
It's better than having like your like weird anti-Semitic character drawn at Sardi's.
Yeah. That's a big rite of passage. Yeah, it's better than your dry cleaner saying no, thank you, I don't need your headshot.